Hello friends, how are you? Hoping that all of you will be fine. So welcome to Rajni classes. Today I am before you with a topic wetlands. This topic is very important for environmental science student, entrance examination, UPSC examination as well as helpful examination. This includes subtopics like wetlands, their definitions, types of wetlands, Ramsar conventions, and many more recent topics. As we know, wetlands are very much important for us as it provide a wide range of important resources and ecosystems benefits like food, fiber, and water, etc. So let's start the topic. What is wetland? In the scientific view, wetlands are transitional areas between terrestrial and open water system. In legal view, wetlands are discrete units subject to regulatory jurisdiction. So the wetland are basically the transition zone between the terrestrial ecosystem. If this is the terrestrial ecosystem, this is the aquatic ecosystem. So the intermediate zone between this is called wetlands. According to FWS, that is the Fish and Wildlife Services, wetland are land transitional between terrestrial, as I discussed you, and aquatic system where the water table is usually at or near the surface or the land is covered by shallow water. There are three attributes are important to identifying wetlands. These are the presence of hydrophytes, hydric soils, saturated or inundated surfaces. The wetland is an ecosystem that arises when inundation by water produces soil dominated by anaerobic processes, which in turn forces the biota, particularly rooted plants, to adapt to flooding. The Ramsar site is wetland site designated to be the international importance under the Ramsar Convention. So under the Ramsar Convention, Ramsar site is a wetland site and that type of wetland site that have some international importance. This Ramsar Convention is an intergovernmental treaty that provides the framework for national action and international cooperation for the conservation and wise use of wetlands and their resources. Ramsar Convention have also defined wetlands. According to Ramsar Convention, wetlands are the areas of marsh, peatlands, fen or water, whether natural or artificial, permanent or temporary, with water that is static or flowing, fresh, brackish or salt, including areas of marine water and depth of which at low tide doesn't exceed 6 meter. So these are important points of wetland convention, and definition according to wetland convention is according to recent data, 2020 data, number of contracting parties under Ramsar Convention is 171. Number of wetlands of international importance is 2390, and means internationally there are 2319 wetlands are of internationally important, and number of contracting parties of 171. So total surface of designated site for wetland is 253,875,582 hectare. That means 253 lakhs hectare surface area under the wetland side. There, the Ramsar Convention worked with the joint collaboration with IUCN, that is the International Union for Conservation of Resources, BirdLife International, IWMI, that is the International Water Management Institute, Wetlands International, Wildfowl, and Wetland Trust. Let's discuss some remarks. Convention. World Wetland Day is 2nd February 1971. That's why World's Wetland Day is celebrated on 2nd February. Wetlands ranges from polar region to tropical region and from high altitude to low altitude dry region. Means the wetland has broad range. Today, the Ramsar list is the world's largest network of protected areas. There are more than 2,300 Ramsar sites around the world and they cover approximately 2.5 million square kilometer of an area. And the world's first Ramsar site was in the peninsula in Australia and it come under the Ramsar site in 1974. And one important fact is that Europe has the maximum number of wetland sites. Bolivia has the largest area, approximately 148,000 km square Ramsar protection sites. And India became the member of Ramsar Convention in October 1981 and designated Chilka Lake and that present in Orissa and Kulleredio National Park that Rajasthan as its first two Ramsar. There are 9 criteria for identifying wetlands of international importance. These criteria are broadly categorized into two groups. Group A is for the criteria that that containing representative rare or unique wetland species. And second criteria B is for the species for the international importance for conserving biological diversity. So broadly, there are two groups in Ramsar criteria, Group A and Group B. Group A have only one criteria that contain representative, rare or unique example of natural or near natural wetland types. Whereas Group B have remaining 9 criteria of species. This Group B is broadly divided into 3 criteria based on first is criteria based on species and ecological communities. It contains vulnerable, endangered and critically endangered species. It contains population of plants and animal species that have importance in maintaining species diversity, in particular geographical range. And criteria 4 is for the plant and animal species at a critical stage in their life cycle or provide refuge during adverse conditions. In Group B, there are another criteria B. It regularly support 20,000 or more water birds. So criteria 5 is for the water birds. Criteria 6 is for the individual of the population of one species or subspecies of the water birds, and it supports 1% of the individual. Criteria 7 in Ramsar Convention supports a significant portion of indigenous fish subspecies. So criteria 7 is devoted for the fish species, their subspecies, families, life stages, species interaction, etc. Criteria 8 is an important source of food for fishes, spawning ground, nursery and migration path. And last one is criteria 9. Criteria 9 is for specific criteria based on other taxa. It regularly supports 1% of the individuals in population of one species or subspecies of the wetland depend on a dependent non-avian animal. Now come on the classification of wetlands. Broadly, wetlands are of two types: natural type of wetlands and man-made type of wetlands. So natural type of wetlands may be the coastal or inland type of wetlands, floodplains, swamp marshes, mangrove and deltas. Whereas example of man-made wetland is paddy fields. Classification according to the Ramsar Convention, and the intention of this classification is to the fast identification of main type of wetlands. And there are 3 types of wetlands. First one is the marine or coastal wetlands, second one is the inland wetlands, and third one is the human made wetlands. So first we will discuss marine or coastal wetlands. Marine or coastal wetlands are of 4 types. First one is the saline water type of wetland. Second one is the saline or brackish water. Third is the saline, brackish or fresh water. And fourth one is the freshwater type of wetland. Saline water wetlands may be the permanent or source types. Permanent or shallow marine water come under the permanent saline water marine coastal wetlands. This again include marine subtidal aquatic beds and coral reefs, whereas source contains rocky marine source and sand, single or pebble source. Saline or brackish water contain intertidal type, lagoons type wetland or estuarine water wetlands. Saline, brackish or fresh water contains subterraneans or lagoons. Inland wetlands are of different types. This inland wetlands are of freshwater types, saline types, or saline freshwater types. So, freshwater types of inland wetlands are of for flowing water, like permanent flowing water, or seasonal flowing water, or like lake or pools, or marshes or on inorganic soils, or marshes on peat soils, or marshes on inorganic or peat soils. So these are of types of freshwater. Freshwater, saline, brackish or alkaline water are the lakes. It may be the permanent lakes or seasonal or intermittent lakes. Marshes and pools, permanent or seasonal, come under the inland type of wetland. Another category of inland type of wetland is the fresh, saline, brackish or alkaline water, and these are of two types, subtypes, geothermal and subterranean. Human wetlands are of different types: aquaculture ponds, irrigated land, ponds, seasonally flooded agricultural land, excavation, water treatment areas, canals, and drainage areas. So, this is the example of artificial wetland, or we can say human wetland. Paddy field is the example. What are the criteria for joining the convention, or how can any country become the part of Ramsar Convention? So the first thing, the important, at the time of joining of the convention, each contracting party must designated at least one wetland site within their territory for inclusion in the list of wetlands of international importance. For example, if we wish India can become the part of Ramsar Convention, then the India have to designate at least its one wetland site within their territory for inclusion in the list of wetlands. Then it will check whether it has some, this wetland has some international importance or not, and then it provide many instruction for management of that wetlands. So the convention, once the site or the country come under the convention, Ramsar Convention provided guidance to the contracting party on the management of Ramsar sites, in addition to its guidance on the wise use of the all wetlands. So the inclusion of a wetland in the list embodies the government's commitment to take the steps necessary to ensure that its ecological characters are maintained. Now the list of Ramsar sites in India. How many sites in India are come under the Ramsar sites? India became the signatory of Ramsar Convention in February 1982. Approximately 10 years later, as after Ramsar Convention that held in Iran, so 1982, and at the time of December 2019, 10 December 2019, India has only 27 sites under Ramsar Convention, but now there are 37 sites designated as wetlands of international importance in India. So in this December, there are 10 new sites come under the Ramsar sites. 6 site is from the Uttar Pradesh, 1 site is from the Maharashtra, and 3 sites from the Punjab come under the Ramsar sites. So the 6 site of Uttar Pradesh, 1 of Maharashtra, and 3 of Punjab now become the part of Ramsar site or Ramsar conventions. The Sundarban Reserve Forest, Sundarban wetlands also recently made its entry into the list of Ramsar Site India in 1st February 2020. This is very important point that we. So, which Indian sites are the part of Montreux record? Before we knowing the Montreux record, first it is important to know what is Montreux record. Montreux record is a register of wetland sites on the list of Ramsar wetlands of international importance where changes in ecological character have occurred or occurring or are likely to occur as a result of technological development, pollution or other human interference. That means Montreux record is the register for wetland sites. So currently there are two wetlands of India are in Montreux record. First one is the Cleoledio National Park, Rajasthan, oldest one of Rajasthan, and Loktak Lake of Manipur. There are different Ramsar sites in India. Now 37 Ramsar sites in India and Astamundi wetlands and the Kerala Bees Conservation Reserve in Punjab. This is recently added, and there are all these are different in India. State-wise, we can say in Jammu and Kashmir, there is Wular Lake, one wetland sites. In Himachal Pradesh, there are three wetland sites. After that, in Punjab, there are three old wetland sites and three new wetland sites. In Rajasthan, there are two wetland sites, Sambar Lake and Colorado Lake. And in UP, there was one wetland sites and six new sites entered into the wetland. So now UP has seven wetland sites. MP have one wetland sites. Kerala has three wetland sites. Tamil Nadu have one wetland sites. Odisha have one wetland sites. Then Assam has one wetland site, Tripura has one wetland site, Manipur has one, and Maharashtra has one wetland site. It's a state's first wetland site. So now UP has seven maximum. Come on the benefits of the wetlands. Wetlands have many benefits. It provide it benefit directly, indirectly to human beings. It directly provided benefits like fishing, water supply, power generation, agricultural, tourism, and transport, etc. Indirect hydrological and ecological benefits are of great economic value, though not directly incasable, like the groundwater recharge, flood control through holding waters, buffering and dispersion of erosive forces such as storm, water quality treatment through natural treatment, and it also have some aesthetic benefits. Significance of wetlands. Wetlands helpful in water purification, as there are many plants that present in wetlands like the Eichhornia, Crispus, Lamna and Azolla, helpful in removal of toxic substances and take up of nutrients. So this helpful in the water purification. Second thing, the significance of wetland is it helpful in groundwater replacement. Wetlands are crucial regulator of both quantity as well as quantity of groundwater below the ground. It helpful in shoreline stability, nutrient retention as well as flood control. These are these are all about wetlands, their kinds, Ramsar site, and their significance. Hopefully, this will helpful in your examination and net preparation. Thank you. Thank you. Good day.